Want to know how to control your chatty classes by using nothing more than a sticky note and a pen? My name is Christy. I'm a 4th grade teacher in year 20 in education. Go ahead and hit that follow button so that you can get a lot more content all about how to make your teaching life way easier. I posted the same strategy about a year ago, and here are some of the things people had to say about it. You can hit pause to read those. Here's what I love about this strategy is that it doesn't require any nagging. It doesn't require you to lose your cool. In fact, the opposite is true. This strategy requires you to stay calm and pretty unbothered. So the very first day that you start this, you're gonna pick a time period. It depends on how your day is structured for how you wanna do this. It can be, if you teach multiple classes, you're departmentalized, then it would be one class period. If you have the same students all day, then maybe you pick a 30-minute block, one subject area, whatever, just pick a time frame. And then for that time frame, I want you to start taking tallies. Every time a student talks out, it doesn't matter if it's a different student every time or the same student every time. You just take your Post-it and make a little tally, and then you keep on teaching. Some teachers even get those little counters, that you push with your thumb. You can get that off of Amazon and click it every time you hear somebody talk. Now here is the most important part of this. I don't want you to acknowledge what you're doing at all. You're not gonna be like, oh man, somebody else talked. No, you just do it and keep going. You are silent about it. You can even put the tally marks on the board so that it's really obvious that you're doing something, but do not acknowledge it and do not let them know what you're doing or why you're doing it. I promise this part is important. And some of the kids will figure it out and they'll get on to you, but you do not confirm. You just go, oh, I don't know. At the end of that time period, you tell your class, hey, guess what? During that lesson, I was interrupted this many times. Show your little number, write that number on the board. Tell them, today I was interrupted 70 times. And then you let them know that that's a problem, and here's why it's a problem. You explain it, that's all you do. You don't say another word about it. Then the next day, or if you have the same students, you can do the same thing later in the same day. You say, all right, remember yesterday I collected some data and I noticed that you all interrupted me 70 times. Today your goal is to interrupt less than that. I want to see if we can beat that goal. And then you collect the data again. You can make a cute fancy chart if you want. You can just write it on the board. That's what I do. I don't make anything fancy. I just write it on the board. So once we finish that new block, I present them with the new data and I say, oh my gosh, today you improved. You only interrupted 60 times. Hopefully the number will be much smaller, but you never know. I don't know what it is about students. They love beating a goal and they love seeing data. My students in 4th grade go nuts over just trying to beat a time or a goal that I have set for them. Now, obviously, if you have one kid that's causing all the problems and they're the one doing all the talking and everybody else is really quiet, then you would use a similar strategy with that one kid. You would help them set the goal to interrupt you less, but you've got to present the data to them in a very non-emotional way. You can let them know that it's causing a problem without making a huge deal about it from your end where you're yelling at them, berating them, making them feel terrible about it. And y'all, that's it. That's the strategy. And then you have to decide, do you want the prize to simply be that they beat the goal? For me and for my students, that works. They don't need any other prize beyond beating the goal and getting that number down. Your class might need a better incentive. You can decide what works for you. I've also noticed, because 4th graders get so competitive, if I list each of the classes that I see because I'm departmentalized, class 1, class 2, class 3, and I put the numbers up, they'll become competitive with each other, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, class 1 only interrupted 20 times, we have to beat that. And then they beat it. It's so simple. I promise this works, barring any major disruptive students. This is a really easy way to get your students to decrease the amount of interruptions that they give during a lesson. So give it a try and let me know what you think. And y'all, please hit that like and follow button and leave a comment letting me know what you think, because that really helps my video get pushed out, and that is the best way that you can pay me for my content.